Alright, yes, that's right, y'all. Bristol Dirt is here. Happy New Year to all those watching, as this should be an interesting one to watch. So, the field has been split off between two heats, so Heat 1 and Heat 2. Heat 1 by the way, it's sorted by standings, so Heat 1 has all the guys who are in the odd number position in the standings, and Heat 2 is, drivers who have the even number in the standings, with one new addition from Josh Lee Motorsports in that 20 McDonald's car, but we will get to him in a minute. As for this, well, I'll explain how many spots there are available, and so on and so. So, let's take a look at our starting lineup. For Heat 1, alright boys, here's the starting lineup. So, on the pole for this one, these are they've been randomly sorted for the heats. Qualifying will not start until, well, after the LCQ, when, the guys get the final spots. Now, obviously, qualifying will be seen. So, Phil Johnston of Heidfeld's team, and with Colin Cropley, leader of the Empire, winner of Rockingham in the last race, he's on the front row. By the way, 10-lap heats, so these are going to be quick. Same for the LCQ. Damian Kyle Wood for Josh Lee Motorsports making a second start, as he got destroyed in that race. He only made one start at Phoenix, which was at Phoenix, and he got destroyed by Lincoln Loudwood. We'll talk about him when we get to Heat 2. Then we got Jorno Ellis alongside him. Row 3's got Jazz Lee, along with Lincoln Denmark, the current points leader. Let's see how he does in the heats. By the way, if they fail to transfer from the LCQ, it counts as a DNQ. Willie McQuire, another Josh Lee Motorsports car, he's making his debut here. He was going to make his debut at Phoenix, but he decided to opt out. Then we got Karsu Kukowski in the Red Lobster car. Then we got Becca Chang in the 55, along with the Season 2 champ, Roland Heidfeld, who's still having a rough season, but he has been starting to pick it up. Then we got Caden Lemon alongside Ronnie and Santiago. Those loud characters, man, they're starting to phase out. I'm somewhat relieved because these guys, man, I don't know. I mean, Santiago hasn't been awful, so at least there's that going for her. Catherine Cantara has been up and up lately too, along with Chris Fortin. A couple of Cropley guys. More Cropley guys here as we go to Christian Bracken in the Wendy's car. That nice Baconator. And Lyle Austin, the 43. He had a rough race at Rockingham. Then we got the 36 of Michael Hoax. Sugarland Cowboys. Space Cowboys. Whatever that is. Along with Antonia Gomez. Making another start. Man, she's just going to be running this. Mark Winterbottom, who's only going to do the first Bristol Dirt race, as the guy will be doing the other doubleheader. I forgot what it was. It's written down somewhere. I think it was Jonathan Davenport, who's going to be driving that 84 car for Denmark in the second one. Then we got Derek Jetar, who is third in points. As even though Lincoln Denmark got a pretty sizable lead over them, Okay, Shiori Hamasaki, who I think only made one start, which was at Phoenix, I think. Then we got Joseph Wilson, who is 6th in the standings. Still an alright season. Things didn't go well at Rockingham, but let's see how he does here. Alright, boys, so here is the race summary. It's going to be fast here. 10 laps, 22 cars. Let's see who finishes where. Phil Johnston on, pole. Technically, they didn't qualify. But let's see. That's a lot of dust. Hopefully these guys can see. That would be my biggest fear, whether or not they can see. As they're heading off. Pretty slow so far, but we'll see what happens. Probably fell back to 3rd. I'd say, there's time, but not necessarily. Uh-oh. And there is a lot of action going on in the middle. They're all over the place. As, oh boy. Phil Johnston is just off to the sunset here. Oops. I messed up. So yeah, so the top 10 advances to the top 10 advances to the final. So we'll see how it goes here. Top 10 finishers advance to the final as the leaders. I'm just looking through the field. So Johnson in the lead. So third, let's see like 10th. So 10th is Hoax. So if we look back to where he is, 36, I think he's moved around a bit. I think Kantara just took that final spot. Or maybe Hamasaki. You gotta look through the grid as this goes on. Yeah, Kantara took the final spot here. So she has the final transfer. But that might go to Hamasaki's taking it. Cropley's been dropping like a rock, which is not good. That outside, man, he's got to head down. Yeah, she already slides up into him. 3 wide, somewhat in that turn. They keep it clean for the most part. That's a pretty clean heat. Let's see if that continues. As yeah, wow, this is fairly clean heat so far. Hey, at least they know not to go nuts. Yeah, Cropley just fell out the top 10. Whether or not he could make a move, we don't know yet, but he's been stuck on that outside. Going 3 wide. Oh, these guys going 3 wide into the start-finish line. That final transfer, I lost track. It's the 42. Cropley just dipped. A lot of Cropley guys just dipped to the back. Uh-oh. Oh, my Gomez. This got white. Just got, like, nudged there. They're, like, 3 wide, really aggressive here. 2 laps to go. That final transfer is what we're looking at. And looks like 10 of Gomez on the final spot. Oh, never mind. This got taken by Lyle Austin. Or no, Hoax. I thought for some reason I'm mixing it up. Johnston has led every lap in this heat, as he will go on to win Heat 1. Final transfer, let's look through. Don't know who got wilder 3 wide here. That wasn't front of... Oh my, there's a collision. Hamasaki and Lyle Austin. Oh no. So Hoax got that final transfer. Cropley. Oh, that's rough. Caden Lemon, I think, finished last in the heat. Did he? It says so. Huh. So he finished last in that heat. Not much to say. So yeah, that's a rough one. Well, let's look at the results right quick. So, here's the results for Heat 1. So, here are the guys who transferred. It's you have the 60 of Johnston, 55 of Chang, the 20 of McQuire, 64 of Jazz Lee, then Damian Kyle Wood making it to the final. Let's see, so you can finally get points this time. 15, oops. Chris Fortin to the final. Jeter, who is third in points, he kind of needed this. Wilson, 6th in points, so he needed that too. Elish, and then Michael Hoax got the final spot. So at least someone from Cropley's Empire got in. Well, Fortin got in as well, but I sort of didn't keep count of that. The rest are on to the LCQ, which has a lot of big names going into LCQ. This is going to be a rough one. Which, by the way, it doesn't matter where you are in points. If you don't make it out the LCQ, that's a DNQ. And that's what makes the Bristol doubleheader high risk. But we'll see how that goes. Onwards to Heat 2. Alright, boys, let's take a look at a starting lineup for Heat number 2. Let's see how this goes, guys. So, on pole for Heat number 1 is Clyde McBride. Then, right alongside him is Akini Makudu, who is 8th in the standings for this race. Now, Aubrey Scott, let's talk about this. Will Cox is taking over for Aubrey Scott for the Bristol Dirt doubleheader, as Aubrey, according to Cropley, Aubrey has been fined $20,000 after the shenanigans of Rockingham, and is replaced by Will Cox for a Bristol Dirt doubleheader. But Aubrey will be back in the ride for Airbase onwards. Then Kari Spinner. Row 3 has got Ida Carlisle along with Elijah Willis. Then we got Skylar Taylor, who's sort of been mid this season, but let's see how he does, along with Martin Stone. Then we got Connor Lemon, who is looking he was getting some support from Fago the for the Bristol doubleheader to make sure she gets in both times. Let's see if that works. Heim Wing King, who is currently second in the standings, second to his boss, Lincoln Denmark. As Denmark Shirogane Enterprise has been on a roll, especially with the Bree, Brandon, and the team to Ford. Like those Ford and like that team switching to Ford has been a blessing so far. Mitchell Hodak in Arby's car. Then we got Nick Hershey in the 24. Hopefully, the power of Exalta will give him the power of Byron to make it through because his team season's been awful so far, failing to qualify for 5 flags. Speaking of guys who failed to qualify for 5 flags, is John Ryan. John Ryan. Though he has been on the upswing as of late, let's see if he could keep up that momentum in the doubleheader. Then we got, alongside him, Jonathan Denmark, who's the odd one out in Denmark Shirogane, or at least in terms of full-time guys in the team. But his season has been fairly mid, so he's not been awful. Then we got 22 of Noah Sewell, along with Karina Sutton of Daredevil Motorsports. Not a good time for her, but it is what it is. Then we got Josh Lee, who is 4th in the standings. Good season so far. Let's see if he keeps up that momentum. Along with the 87, which, by the way, according to Colin Cropley, there's been quite a change in Loud Motorsports as of late in the organization, mainly this century. So, here's the explanation. Lincoln Loud, due to his poor performances, has been replaced for the rest of the season by Jeff Fisher, who is some American Dad character, who somehow joined in to Loud Motorsports for some reason. That's quite a crossover if I've seen one. But yeah, due to his performances, now, because of how, because this was done sort of, not really last minute, but like, it takes time for these replacements to happen. As such, Jeff Fisher, his name has not been put on the banner as you see, but apparently, the team is going to be switching up the Tide paint scheme for Fisher anyway. So, yeah, they've been working on a different paint scheme for Fisher. So, as such, it still says Loud on there. Just remember, it's Jeff Fisher in the 87. Let's see how that goes. So, yeah. Oh. Then we got Joshua Keller, 40th in standings, back marker is what it is. Then we got Trade Network Studios, who's 6th in the standings, sorry. Let's see how he does. Along with Giselle Alves, who I don't remember if she made a start at Rockingham, but she won in her debut at Phoenix. See if she can keep up that momentum. Alright, here is summary for Heat 2. So, 10 laps, 21 cars this time, so not as many. I mean, it's one less car, and even regardless, only the top 10 finishers will go on to the finals. Wow, Clem McBride just goes off to the sunset. Here's, 26, already making moves on Makudu. See how Makudu goes here. He gets passed up by 26 of Brandon Wilcox. Going past start-finish line. Connor Lemon in a 75. Making moves, sliding up the track. Oh, she couldn't really get it to stick. Oh, never mind, she did. And she's up to third. Uh-oh, there's a crash. Hershey in a 24. Don't know if that's a caution yet. As they cross start-finish line, this is rough. Yep, caution's out. Oh, boy. Will they all make it by? Looks like they do. Yep, fairly clean. Hershey, depending on what goes on, has some nose damage. Looks like he'll be fine. Hopefully he still has the speed to make it by. Here's what's going on back here. Oh boy, I think that was Jonathan that was a rough hit. I think that was Jonathan Denmark in the 81. Looking at Denmark, let's see. Yeah, that was all Denmark. Elvis had nothing to do with it. That is a yikes, folks. Oh boy, yep, that's a spin. Oh boy. Alright, let's get to the restart already. Alright, here we are for the restart, boys. Clyde McBride. Top 5. Oh, jeez. I could not speak, jeez. Yikes, man. Anyways, here's what it is. Uh-oh. Yeah, wow, Wilcox with that pass on McBride. See how that goes out. Making that pass. Makudu. Oh boy, Makudu. Wow, look at moves from Makudu. Make that pass to the lead. By the way, the whole time I've been getting the whole situation wrong in terms of the heat. Oh jeez, I was writing the wrong notes there. Sorry. The guys in the top 20, the guys in the top 20 of the standings are locked in regardless. For some reason I missed that. Sorry if I was saying it wrong. You'll probably see the correction. Oh man, as Makudu, just like that with that pass, goes on. Well, wins the heat. Who got the transfer spot? It was Martin Stone. And look at, oh boy, oh man. Looked like there were some collisions there. Last was Trade Network. So fairly clean, so Hershey actually made a move. He actually passed someone. Alright, well, let's look at the results for this heat. Sorry for you guys watching Heat 2. Sorry for you guys who were watching Heat 1 and I got the explanation wrong. Because all the guys, sorry, I meant to say, all the guys within the top 20 in the standings were locked into the Bristol Dirt doubleheader regardless. For some reason, I missed that. My bad. Alright guys, here's the results. So Makudu wins this heat. Heat and Wilcox into 26. Which, by the way, Wilcox being like, because there's not really owner points factored in, so Wilcox had to make it in. McBride to 14 needed this. There's Hodak. Connor Lemon had to get in through heats, and she does so, no problem. So far, Fago with that sponsorship has been helping her out. Then again, it's mainly been luck-based with her because she's been running pretty well, only for things to go wrong and right in front of her. There's Spinner in the 7th, Martin Stone 00, Carlisle in the 53, along with Skylar Taylor getting the final transfer spot. As for guys, look at it. So Wayne King, Josh Lee, Wayne King. So the guys who are out, looking at standings. Well, I think Sewell, Keller. I might be wrong. Sewell, Keller, Alves, the 87 of Fisher, Sutton, and who? Wow, that's a lot of guys going to LCQ. It is what it is. Anyways, onwards to LCQ. All right, boys. So there was a mini qualifying session. Yeah, these guys they have all the time. They do because they're spending a lot. They're basically these teams are camping out for the Bristol Dirt doubleheader, so they got a lot of time in their hands. Do qualifying for certain things. So they did qualifying for the LCQ, and the guys who get into the LCQ, once that happens, the official qualifying begins. Well, I never show qualifying. It is what it is, but let's see who's in the LCQ. As these are all the guys who didn't make it in. And because I forgot to mention, I made a big mistake before with the rules. I got the rules mixed up. I was talking about a different series. Basically, all the guys who are in the top 20 of the point standings were locked into the Bristol Dirt races regardless. I read the instructions. I read the thing wrong. They're in regardless. But all the guys who aren't in the top 20, who are outside the top 20 standings, they had to lock themselves into the main race by finishing in the top 10 of the heats. And these are the result of guys who are outside top 20 in points who were not in those heats. Who did not finish top 10 in those heats. So 13 guys in the field here. And basically, I forgot what the rules are. Now we'll get to that. Let's take a look at starting lineup. Alright, here's the line for LCQ. So, Lyle Lawson got the fastest time amongst the LCQ guys, along with Mark Winterbaum picking up speed. And I finally got the rules down because I finally found paper again. So yeah, half the LCQ advances to the finals. That's how it works. So since there's 13 guys though, only 6. So only 6 guys will transfer. So we'll be looking at a final transfer spot of 6th place. Noah Sewell along with Jeff Fisher. Karina Sutton is 65, then Shiori Hamasaki. A lot of the Josh Lee, so basically, a lot of Josh Lee Motorsport guys are here. Well, not all of them, but Hamasaki's one of them, because Damian Kyle Wood made it through in the Heat 1. There's Christian Bracken. Not a good season for him so far. Jonathan Denmark, who, oh boy, that's a rough one. Antonio Gomez in the 10 car. Her return of the series has not been good so far. Along with Joshua Keller. Then we got Nick Hershey, along with Caden Lemon. He's the only Daredevil Motorsports car in the LCQ. His team has been having a rough time this season. Not sure if they'll be able to pick it up, but who knows. Then we got Giselle Alves. Not a good start to her comeback. Or return to the series. But anyways, let's get on with the LCQ. Alright guys, here are the race summary for the race. So, here's, 10 laps, only 13 cars. See how this goes here. Oh boy. So far, so good. Oh man, some guys really fell off. Alves with no speed. Same for Hershey in the 24. Hopefully they're not too aggressive in the LCQ here. We'll just wait and see what happens. Karina Sutton in the 65. Who was oh boy. Oh man, they're pretty aggressive back there. Between 73 and who else? I think it was Keller. I lost track. Wow. So in the final transfer spot, who's in the lead? It's oh boy. Sutton just passed Lyle Austin. So they're quite a battle for the lead here. As we remember, final transfer spot. So right now it says Keller is 6th. Oh, there's been quite a shift, so let's see as they cross the line. Looking at the numbers, I think Hamasaki in the 51 just made a pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keller in the final transfer spot. Noah Sewell is going, Noah Sewell passing, just past Keller. As he crossed the line, oh boy, Sewell got that last spot. 22 and 43 we're looking at here. As Karina Sutton has the lead, Alves just sliding around. 24 of Hershey. We might need a replay on the start because Hershey's just nowhere to be found. He's on his own. Dude, he lost him completely. Excuse me. But the thing is, Hershey's got that damage from the LCQ. So, not the LCQ, the Heat. I just lost track of who has the final transfer. Looking at it, Lyle Lawson in the 43. No, Keller in the 31. As Antonio, oh boy, Sewell just slipped there. Antonio Gomez making a pass on the 22. As she gets the final transfer, spot. Oh boy, Caden Lemon have a rough time back there. Man, like when it comes to races where they have to qualify, those races are not Caden's friend. Hey, oh boy. Hamasaki, so, oh boy. Let's see, Mark Winterbottom, let's look at a lead here. We're not really paying attention to that because we're looking at final transfer spot. Mark Winterbottom, doing pretty fast. He's a V8 Supercar driver, so you wouldn't expect him to be good at dirt, but hey, you know, first time for everything. I guess he picks up on it. I guess like SCVG, he picks up on things fast. Who knows? He's off in the lead. Final transfer is between the 10 and the 22. Oh boy, oh never mind. 22 made a pass. Who gets final transfer? Winterbottom wins. Final transfer goes to the 51 of Shiori Hamasaki, who made her first start at Phoenix. Everyone else has failed to qualify. Hershey had like no speed from the very beginning. Right quick before we get the results, let's see the replay on this. So looking at the start here. Yeah, wow. He just had I think he just dropped a shift or something. But just like that, and that screwed over Alves in the long run because she just couldn't catch him. Oh man. Well, let's take a look at the results for this one. Alright guys, here was the results of the LCQ. Here's who's in to the field. So, 6 guys who transferred. Winterbottom in the 84. 65 of Karina Sutton. Jonathan Denmark in 3rd. 4th is Joshua Keller. This will help him on points because, my goodness, he's been awful. And he's ran every race so far. Sewell bounced back to get 5th, and Shiori Hamasaki for Josh Lee Motorsports getting that final transfer spot. The rest is an official DNQ. So Gomez with DNQ, Bracken with DNQ. This is Caden Lemon's 2nd DNQ. Lyle Austin in the 10 car. Not in 10, sorry. He's finished 10th. Whoops. Jeff Fisher failed to qualify at 87. Then again, maybe it's Lincoln Loud's car. I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe this car is just cursed. Maybe when Jeff Fisher gets his new car for Airbase, things will get better for him. Who knows? Giselle Alves second to last, and then Hershey dead last. Well, it is what it is. Let's get to the main. Oh boy. Get to the main field here, which will be, you will see in the next video, or maybe merge. I don't know. See what happens.